When We Were Young, 2024, all album plays, 57 records in total, and the Emo Social Club, we're listening to all of them.
We're doing something no man has done before.
I'm pretty sure someone's done it.
We're doing all of them, though. We're unique that way.
Should one? On this episode, we are reviewing Best Buds by Mom Jeans. Lizzie, before we get into this album by Mom Jeans, before we get into being best buds right here on the pod, tell us a little bit more about Mom Jeans and this album, Best Buds.
This was an independent release by Mom Jeans. So this is probably maybe one of the first in this entire When We Were Young lineup that is an independent self-release. And it came out July 3rd, 2016. It was picked up by Counterintuitive Records, and they re-released this on vinyl in November of that same year. It was also released on a cassette originally.
This band strikes me as a Reddit band type thing.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of communities that pop up around it that want to discuss them. In doing a little bit of like my own looking through and finding things out from them, I saw a lot of people on Reddit talking about Mom Jeans. I'm like, why does this feel right?
Yeah, when I was searching and Googling, it's like Reddit. I'm like, I really don't want
and like
to
it's
get
not
on
information.
Reddit.
It's just people talking about
it's just people giving their own thoughts and opinions.
So it's not information, but it's a lot of people talking about it on a forum somewhere. So, do your own research. Well, before we get into our opinions on this record, make sure you are subscribed. We're almost done. There's a playlist below of all the records. By the time we get to the festival, you will be able to watch our opinions on every album being played and know whether it's worth it or not to go and see this record. If you watch it all on the day of, it will take far too long. You will not be able to watch all of our videos on the day of. So start watching now. If you're clicked on this video, start watching them all. Get them through. Get through it now.
Download all of it for your plane ride.
We're a fantastic plane ride.
Here are my thoughts about Mom Jeans' Best Buds. I heard Death Cup and Edward 40 Hands were the first two tracks I've ever heard from Mom Jeans. I thought it was very unique and different because I was listening to a lot of indie rock, and that more raw, inconsistent vocal like cadence was what I was used to and looking for. So when this started to come out and they said we're emo, fourth wave emo, I was like, what the hell is a fourth wave emo? Let's figure it out, I guess. I was more drawn to this than majority of the things that came prior to it. I really enjoy this band. I've seen them a few times. I haven't seen them more recently. When I did first see them, they were a blast on stage. They were super fun, very energetic. And I definitely think that because they mix also some punk elements with that traditional emo, twinkly, and some like kind of math rocky vibes too. It was something during the time that the scene heavily needed to shake it up and to really usher in a lot of other really good bands that they brought with it as well. So I really enjoyed Best Buds. I think it's a very iconic and kind of like an emo scene staple that if you want to know more about emo, you need to listen to this album.
Here are my thoughts on Best Buds by Mom Jeans. I think I only have heard of Mom Jeans because of you.
The way you say you sounds really derogatory.
This style, this wave, this stuff, this like, a return to the original sounding emo of American Football and Mineral and Jawbreaker and shit like that. It's just like those bands never really resonated with me in the same way. And I think anybody who thinks that like you can't listen to My Chemical Romance without listening to American Football is pretentious and shut up. I don't care. Like turns out you can just put whatever on Spotify. Nobody gets paid anyway. So I knew I wasn't interested. I knew I wasn't going to dig it. So I listened to this and I wasn't interested and I didn't dig it. It's not for me. And I'm saying it's not for me. I know it's for a lot of people. Yeah. It's not for me. I knew that going in. I had an idea. I've listened to a lot of bands like this. And in the end, sometimes the live show can catch me. Sometimes a song can catch me. In general, I was just like, nah, man, nah. This is the type of music that someone who really wants to romanticize their life listens to.
Yeah.
Because you want to believe that you are everything that's happening in these songs and you want to pretend that like you're some low budget Garden State ass movie and you listen to this record to put you in that mind state and then someone comes over and says, hey man, I'm just trying to have a normal one and you seem to have completely zoned out and you like think you're in some teen movie. That has really defined I think what you describe in a lot of these cases. I think I like realized like, because Lizzie is romanticizing her life because she's listened to way too much Mom Jeans.
I also was a very pretentious indie film kid.
Yeah.
In high school and college.
This is the soundtrack.
I was like, yeah, of course I watched Juno. Why would I watch Transformers 2 for the 5th time? I had to watch it 5 times. It's actually very terrible.
What's the mise en scene? Fuck you.
The mise en scène?
Fuck you. This music is for that specific experience. And I think that's why it has such a nostalgic feeling to a lot of people and why people like identify with this so much. There's a lot here that I could feel like the vibes to. There's so much in the vocals. There's so much in the songwriting. There's so much in the general feeling I get from some of the songs where I'm like, I desperately want to get to one of the other records that I have to listen to for recording today. I always check the length of how much it is. And I'm like, how is it that short when it feels so long? Death Cup as the opener. This sounds like the music they were playing at the prom in Back to the Future before Michael J. Fox picked up a guitar and got everybody dancing.
You mean Sobs Quietly?
I mean Sobs Quietly. It all sounds like 50s balladry, 50s like dance pop music that like a parent would go, turn that down, it's too loud.
So in 2016, I was in college, and this was definitely, I was trying to figure out my life, and this was a soundtrack that was able to encapsulate some of it to, again, like romanticize it, to say, I don't know what's going on and I'm having a bad time. I know that this isn't your cup of tea, but do you have any top tracks?
Edward 40 Hands.
Yeah.
I like that one. Now, here's my story on this.
Uh-oh.
There is a hyperpop song that samples the guitar riff to this.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what the song was called. And as soon as I listened to Edward 40 Hands, I paused listening to this and said, I got to find that song. I forget what that song is. And that's when I was on Reddit. That's why I was like going through like a hyperpop song that samples Mom Jeans. And I realized I put it on an old playlist, and then I found that playlist. And then I listened to that playlist and then I said, oh, right, I have to finish listening to Mom Jeans. My top track is Edward 40 Hands because it reminded me of a song that samples Edward 40 Hands.
Oh. No, nothing else?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not really. Again, this record's not for me.
Yeah, it just
But Edward
isn't
40
your
Hands,
vibe.
I think, like, is good. I just am like, yeah, that's the one.
The Bob's Burger intro kind of gets you into.
It annoys me. I think that like the Midwest intro spoken word meme is like a meme. It's not real. You shouldn't do it. So like I can tell by listening to Mom Jeans and seeing their song titles that like they're not taking it too seriously. Much in the same way like a Hot Mulligan doesn't take it too seriously. They have these influences, but they're having fun and they're being goofy and they're not being so self-serious, even though their lyrics and the content and sometimes the vibe is self-serious. But to me, like outside of like 2016, now that we are fairly removed from that, like I feel like it's a meme. You're not doing it outside of the meme now. It just is the meme. Funny, entertaining, interesting. And then I'm like, did you literally put How You Got Your Band Name into the song? It's crazy. So Ever 40 Hands. I like it. I could listen to that again.
Okay.
The rest of it, I'm like, probably not going to throw it on anytime soon.
That's fair. I will say I'm quite the opposite here.
I know.
With you. I think Death Cup is a stupid, crazy opener. The dueling vocals are equally so rough and raw that it complements each other. And it reminds me of just like traditional punk music where you just have that grittiness and of an untrained voice. This is a single that really does mark the beginning of a really fresh and good wave of emo music during this time that was so severely lacking. I did really like Sobs Quietly with the asterisks around it because, you know, when you were texting people back in the day, you were like, I'm sobbing, or like
Which
hug.
again, the meme, but also like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being the meme of 2016, right? Funny. In the same way, Equip Sunglasses is the same way.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, okay, get it, totally, on it.
It's part of the culture.
But I'm hearing for the first time now. So my first
just
instinct
weren't
is
there.
like,
I get
you're
it.
memeing, dude. Meme jeans.
Like you said, you didn't like this Back to the Future, which is exactly what I think too, listening to this song.
I'm sorry, but it is so specifically accurate.
No, you're
and
right.
I appreciate you for agreeing.
No, that's what I always think of when I hear this song. I'm like, oh, this is so Back to the Future.
But it's Back to the Future before the fun part.
Yeah. It's under 2 minutes. It's a ripper of a song. It's just kind of cute, basically being like devastatingly longing for a relationship that's love loss. And I love devastating music.
Of course.
And kind of bringing back to Brian's point earlier, it is like you're romanticizing your life.
So much romanticizing.
And I think, at least during that time for me, that's what made my life bearable and fun. The last one I really did like was Remy's Boys. So I just assume that this is about Ratatouille and his gang. I can probably wrong. You know Remy the rat from Ratatouille?
No, but explain it to me.
Now imagine if Remy the rat, instead of cooking, he just knew how to play twinkly emo music on a guitar.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
This is the one track where I feel it's very much of an homage to traditional OG emo. It's done very well, but it elevates it to this new level, which is why in the past when we've listened to things that are like OG emo, I'm like, this is not for me. I'm personally not a fan of American football's music. It just doesn't hit me. I'm popular, whatever. But these newer waves of emo that have come out from that inspiration is definitely the thing that I fuck with the most.
Did you have any spicy takes about this?
I think the only really spicy take that I would have is that Movember was a Never Shout Never song, basically, but modernized. And I like Never Shout Never, so it's not bad for me that much. But on an album that has a lot more energy surrounding it, I do think that you feel you need to put a slow song or some type of ballad in there. Homies, you don't need to do it. You could just do banger after banger after ripper. It's just like,
especially on a
bus,
10-track record.
Party.
They are trying to do the soft, loud, soft stuff, which is a lot of like older emo, loud choruses, soft verses, and that, and really getting emotional and putting your heart on your sleeve and singing like you can't sing. Movember was the one where I was like, I can't skip it because I need to listen to it to talk about it right now. But God, do I want to skip this song really bad. I really want to move on. I wanted to move on from Death Cup. I wanted to move on from a bunch of them. Oh my God. Okay. Death Cup went on forever. I think my spicy take is just maybe, if you're listening to Mom Jeans and romanticizing your life, stop romanticizing it. Just make it happen. Make your indie film, get a camera, start a podcast, make your fantasy your reality, romanticize yourself into living that life. Move to New Jersey, become Zach Braff, Garden State.
We do need a Zach Braff renaissance, but
the Braffessance. The Braffessance. If you want to make the movie that this makes you feel like you're in, do it. Stop romanticizing your life. Just go and make it happen. Those are our thoughts. Those are our opinions on Best Buds by Mom Jeans. Now the question we must answer, should you see this album at When We Were Young Fest 2024?
I think you should. They're really fun. I haven't seen them in a couple of years, and I think I would make my way over to see part of the set, depending on what time they are at, because they do put on a really good show. And of course, if you are a true OG emo fan, then you should be able to listen to the new emo ones too.
Much like we have Nada Surf, we've got Pretty Girls Make Graves that are at this fest, and we feel like maybe they don't fit in. I do feel like this band fits in.
Yeah.
And I do feel like there's going to be a lot of fans that are there that like the new stuff and like the old stuff and have like a wide range of their experience with bands like this. Because this is a band that you like, if I'm walking by it, I'll watch it for a couple songs. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've had the opportunity to see Mom Jeans at other shows here and there. Like they play a lot, they tour a lot, they play with a lot of other bands that maybe I would like more. I wouldn't be against like seeing them in general, but I don't, it's going to take a fucking act of God to get me to the stage outside of seeing Edward 40 Hands. Like if I'm there and they're playing Edward 40 Hands, I'll go, yeah. And then I will hightail to the bar.
So how many Ghost energy drinks do we need to give you?
The limit does not exist. Those are our thoughts. What do you think? Was I right? Was I wrong? Let us know in the comments down below. Write your thoughts, write your opinions, send in a letter because I'm sure you're romanticizing out how you're going to correspond with this podcast.
Leave the longest comment that explains your 2016 romanticized life specifically for Brian.
You're going to sit at a table like Zooey Deschanel and you're going to be writing out and someone will say, Zoe, what are you doing? And she will say, I am penning my correspondence to a podcast that had a negative opinion about a record that I like so much.
I feel
Let
so
us know down in the comments.
Right now.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. Let us know in the comments what you think about this, what you think about this record, what you think about Mom Jeans. Let us know. We are going through all the records, so make sure that you are down in the description where we have the playlist and follow and subscribe and all the stuff so that you know waving my hands. This is a twinkly emo guitar hand wave. But until when we were young, until Mom Jeans, and until Best Buds, see you there.